Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and doing the review of Riko Tanimura's 5-star weapon, her 4-star weapon, and her event 4-star weapon. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And as always, comment down below if you do want to see anything new, or if you want to go ahead and have a topic covered on the channel. I'll be covering everything that we need to go over, whether it's little or big. Let me know. We're gonna definitely try and help out everyone we can. But that out of the way, let's get into the video. So we have had a question that's been going around quite a lot on the global end, and this was even asked in my live stream multiple times, where most people were like, what's good for Riko? What weapon is the best? Now Riko, as we do know, has of course a 3-star weapon, has the normal 4-star weapon, and a 5-star weapon. But the difference with her is, much like Morgana, she has an event weapon. There's only 3 of these out in the entire game, one of them being Morgana's wooden spoon, the other one being Riko's little umbrella here, and the last one being Luce's weapon, which is another character you guys will meet in the future. All these units have these said event outfits, or at least these event weapons, and they're usually tied to major story updates or either major cross-fate updates that will be pretty darn good for the rest of the game. Now, the question has been, hey, should I use the 5-star weapon over her event weapon, or what should I do? What's best for this character? Well, I'll just straight up say it for my people who want a TLDR, this 4-star weapon is definitely the best one. But the reason why is surprisingly different than what you guys think of. So let's go ahead and talk about all the weapons themselves, and I think you guys are gonna love the result. So if you guys check on my screen, you should be able to see lafel.net, another website that you guys really should be using because it is very much so helpful. They do a lot of things where it's tier lists, personas, characters, you name it, they got it, and they're really diligent people. So use this website as much as possible. It's awesome to use. But Riko herself already strengthens a lot of damage taken. She debuffs, she takes down weakness, the little shield weaknesses, she knocks down, makes AoEs hit harder, a little bit of everything. And with her 4-star weapon, the main thing that's with her kit is going to be revolving around speed. This is going to help you out quite a lot, seeing the more speed she has, the more she'll end up decreasing defense. The more speed she has, the more maybe she can make you increase damage in general to enemies. And a lot of this is going to be heavily tied to speed. Even with her passive being Springtime Tempest at the start of the battle, if Riko does have speed above 100, or at least 100, it will then increase your party's HP and attack up, one by 6 and the other by 2, and then your defense up by 2 for every point of speed above 100. The good part is she already comes pretty fast here with the speed mark that she does have, and seeing that you're going to be using a main stat of speed, it's going to be even higher. So this can increase HP up to 360 base, attack up to 120 base, and defense up to 120 base. At this point, you're able to get just free stats for nothing and make her skill 1 and skill 3 be very dangerous to the enemy at hand. So there is a lot of reasons that you need speed. Well, if we go ahead and take a look at her weapons, which are the main topic for today, let's check out Moonlight Needle, which is the main one being the 4-star weapon. Now for most characters, including the 4-stars, you could technically use their 4-star weapons, but this one isn't highly incentivized. Reason for this is because it only increases your attack by 24%, and then for every insight, which is one of the stacks that she does have, whenever she spends these said stacks, it will permanently increase your party's attack by 6.8% and has a stack of 5 times. This may sound good to most people, but what's the key thing that's missing from this? It's mainly the speed. Seeing that speed is such an influential part of her entire kit, aka 2 of her specific skills and her passive, it makes a huge deal that you want to have speed on this. The weapon has no speed whatsoever, so immediately this weapon is already looking bad. Even if we take into account the little dupes that we have up here, they are going for speed, especially for the A6, which practically makes this Riko a 5-star character. That's just how good this A6 is. But the A6 even says, if Riko's speed is above 100, whenever we do use one of her moves, she will then decrease her cooldown time for every 15 points of speed over 100 up to 4 actions. So it heavily incentivizes you to really focus on speed. It's kind of like Rin, where her whole deal is the more speed you got, the quicker she is, the more she can actually have her debuffs proc, the higher her defense downs will be. That's how this is with at least our Navi being Riko as well. It acts just the same way, just kind of speed on steroids. So you don't want to use this 4-star weapon being the Moonlight Needle. But the biggest talk has been the 5-star weapon Kunoichi Shigai's Edge and the Red Plum Blossom. As good as the 5-star is, which it is insanely good, the 4-star being Red Plum Blossom, aka the event weapon, isn't too far behind it. It increases your speed by 8.5%, in which instead of the 5-star that has a 50%, this is not too far behind in the percentage gauge. But for every insight that's spent, she's then able to grant one of the following effects, which either can be an attack increase for 2 turns, a defense increase for 2 turns, a HP increase for 2 turns, which also gives us a 10% chance to get that intel stack back, allowing us to really take advantage over her action points. This is a huge deal because no matter what, you're going to be getting a nice stack that can be shared among your rest of your team, which immediately is awesome to see. You're telling me I can get extra stats shared over, whether it's half of my stats to my team, that can be half of 13%, half of the 20%, or half of the 13% for max HP. All of it is actually good. If we look at the 5-star weapon, of course it has the edge on speed and basic stats. That's just normal for a 5-star weapon. And it has the additional of, for every 2 insights spent, we can gain 2 insight, or at least intel stacks. This also increases our damage by 6% for 1 whole turn and increases our max of intel. Although the 5-star is better, the 4-star isn't really too far behind because we're able to have a chance of getting our intel stacks back. Although we don't get the increased max stacks, we still have more than enough to use her whole kit. And then alongside of this, we're getting the speed, which is the other check mark that we're looking for. And since we're using insights, much like the 5-star weapon, they get a guaranteed party damage buff, but we have a chance of getting an attack buff for our party, a defense buff for our party, and a HP buff for our party. So it's more flexible in this aspect for a lot of people. So if you guys really wanted to decide, is it worth it or not to get the 5-star weapon? I would say yes, it is worth, but the 4-star weapon for the event one, you might want to stick with, especially if you don't have other essential weapons, much like Leon, Soy, and the list can go on, even the Floret himself. So I would advise a lot of you guys, if you wanted to know, is it worth it in the long run? Yes, it is worth it getting that 5-star weapon, but for now, try to stick with your 4-star event weapon being the Red Plum Blossom. This is going to help you out a lot more than you think, and it's not really worth trying to rush to get that 5-star weapon right now. Guys, we got to remember, we get a full duped out one of this. So instead of it being like the 4.6 speed that you guys saw, it's going to end up being that 8.5 that we went over. So it's really easy to obtain, and all you have to really do is just do the story, do mementos, and the little daily activities, and you're set. Plus, not to mention, this is an event that goes away. We have 48 days, which may seem like a very, very long time, but it does sneak up rather quick. I know a lot of people on TW and KR who ended up missing out on this weapon, so don't be like one of those people as well. You want to get this weapon as quick as possible because once it's gone, it's gone. But that's all I really had to say about this. Hopefully you guys found the video entertaining and for now informational, but we're going to go ahead and get back to streaming. You guys should see me active as well. So hopefully you stop by, and thank you for watching. Peace.